he's finally just like catching up. He's catching his breath. He's kind of out of shape compared to you guys. He's pretty not used to adventuring, so he kind of puts his hand on Fergus's shoulder, and you have not broken the news to him that Bob was killed, but that was his invention, a little robot that he had given you. You have the pieces, the most important pieces of Bob, but you no longer have Bob himself. But as he's got his hand on your shoulder, Fergus, he's, where's Bob?
Yeah, about that.
What? About what?
About Bob. He took a bit of damage.
Oh, well, where is he? I'm sure I can repair him.
Well, we have his pieces and his parts, but he doesn't exist anymore.
Kind of takes a step back from you, and you see the corners of his mouth kind of droop down into a frown, and he kind of tilts his head, and as he does, you can see his eyes start kind of welling up, but he brushes them away and he goes, "It's fine. Where are the parts?"
We've just got them in a bag here.
Okay. So you dump out the parts, which are the most important pieces, basically his eyeball brain and the voice box and those kinds of things. You dump all that back out, and you see he's kind of slowly pulling the pieces into a pile in the grass. As he's looking them over, he's kind of softly touching them and rolling them around, like trying to figure out what pieces are gone and where. And he kind of looks up at you with a sad look in his eyes, and he goes, I can't fix him out here. We'd have to go all the way back to a city with, we'd need to steal more parts, and we need another arcane socket, which was pretty hard to find that first time.
Yeah, it was. Well, let's not worry about that for now. Let's carry on adventuring, and if we stop in a city, then we can worry about Bob.
Okay. Well, you guys are... And he kind of looks up at the Beanstalk. Really? That's what you're planning?
Yeah.
Well, why don't I head back to the nearest city, wherever it is. He looks frustrated and confused. He says, I'm not climbing that thing. No. You can just come find me. And I'll hopefully have Bob put back together.
Okay, where will you be?
I don't know. Where's the nearest city? I thought you guys knew. Kind of scratches his neck. You can roll if you'd like to see if you know what the nearest city would be. That would be a
I'll
survival
roll.
check.
Should I roll survival check?
Yep.
Okay.
Survival or history, whichever one's better for you. Okay, with a 21, nice. 21 survival. Fergus, you kind of get your bearings, and Crocus, you're kind of lost out here in the middle of these woods. You're kind of disoriented from everything that's been happening, so unable to really remember exact which ways to the nearest city. But Fergus, you remember that he can go like northeast from here and find his way back to the coast, which is where you guys met, or not where you met, but where he created Bob, the same city where he created Bob in the tavern. So you remember that direction. You also know that there is plenty of civilization in the opposite direction. So north is where the coastal city is, like I just said. But also if he goes south, there's another city you've never been to. But they call it the City of Gold. And it's directly to the south from here. It's kind of like, imagine a Las Vegas type city. It's entertainment and money and, they're all about that kind of stuff in that direction. It's probably a place where you'd find like the god of mischief type people and, people like that. It's like I said, it's very Vegas-y, but that's a few days walk in the opposite direction. So you can either send him back to the coast where you guys originally where he made Bob, or you can send him to the City of Gold and just meet him there.
Ooh.
Or you can try and convince him to come with you.
I'm happy to let him go on his way, honestly. I don't know what you guys want to do.
I feel bad about Bob.
Yeah, same. But I honestly, like, I don't know. He's not very good at, like, in combat. And I feel like we're better off just letting him go and, like, repair Bob, and then maybe, like, we'll go back and get him.
Right. I think Crocus will be like, are you sure you don't want to come with us? There could be more up there. We just don't know.
More what?
Who knows? For all we know, there could be parts up there.
He
Maybe even
looks up
better
the
parts.
beanstalk. He's like looking up it. It doesn't really seem like my cup of tea. It'd be better if I knew what was up there. Maybe you guys can go up and check it out and then come back down and tell me.
Look, kind of sounds like you kind of want to, like, find out.
Roll a persuasion check. He's kind of under his breath. He's like, it could be kind of interesting. There could be magical things up there. Could be gigantic things. Ooh, gigantic robots sounds cool.
Like a gigantic Bob.
He kind of looks at you, and then he looks at himself in the reflection of Bob's eye, and you watch him go like this in the reflection of Bob's eye. He kind of lifts his arm up like he's flexing his muscle, which is like almost atrophied. It's so useless. Like he's like very weak, and he's like, I don't think I'm gonna be that much use, but here. And he hands Fergus the suction cup things that he used. He gives you his little suction cup hand and feet things so you can climb up walls.
Thanks. I'll make sure to put these to good use.
Hey, you got it, buddy. But which way do you think I should go? Or should I wait here? I could find a spot here, maybe a cave nearby or something.
You can go towards the city in that direction, and then I point
to the coastal city or City of Gold. Because you know both. You know which way to get to both.
I'll tell him the options. Then I'll be like, okay, so there's a coastal city down here, and then over on that direction there is a golden city that might have more parts.
I've heard of the City of Gold. It's a place we could definitely find some good parts. Maybe even make some upgrades to Bob. That said, it's not a very safe city. With these expensive parts on me, do you have a way of hiding these? He's kind of got his bag, but he doesn't have enough room in his bag for like all of Bob's parts. If somebody sees all these parts, they're going to want them.
I don't have any way of hiding it. I think the group might have. I don't know. Do you guys have a spell or anything like that?
Could I grow like a giant leaf and makeshift it into a backpack for him?
Roll me a nature check with advantage.
Okay. All right.
And then roll once more. Both 17.
Oh.
Okay.
Both 17. Sorry,
not
I
bad.
rolled the third time.
No, it's all good. So with a 17, I'd say you can fashion like a sling, like a sling out of a big leaf. You actually wouldn't even need to grow one. You can pull one off of the beanstalk because it's basically got these giant leaves that are a spiral staircase up the beanstalk. So you guys won't actually have to climb the beanstalk. You can walk up it like a spiral staircase. It's got these leaves that go around it. So you can just pull one of those off and you kind of fold it up and are able to make it, you're so familiar with these kinds of plants that you're able to not make it break or snap as you're folding it together, and you make it into a sling big enough for him to carry Bob's head voice box and those kinds of things.
Woohoo! Thank you.
So
Here you go, Bob.
he throws it over his shoulder. He kind of looks at your new hawk friend that's on your shoulder as well. Don't forget that you have a new little pet. And he goes, "You really are one with nature, aren't you?"
Little bit.
Well,
Bit.
I can't say I'm the same. More like one with metal. He kind of looks at you like waiting for a laugh at his bad joke.
Metal, nature. We got it, man.
I'm gonna go to the City of Gold now.
Okay.
And he throws the sling over his shoulder. He says, "Hey, all of you, be safe, okay?"
You too.
All right. Best of luck, and looking forward to hearing your music with the harp, Shisa.
Thank you.
He gives you guys a wave. You kind of see his long, dirty fingernails from a hardworking kobold. He waves at you. He looks at his own fingernail, and he kind of like bites one of them off a little nervously, and he kind of looks down at the ground, and then he scurries off into the forest. And he's gone. So that leaves you all with a beanstalk in front of you. You hear in the distance, "I think they might have gone this way."
I think it's time to go a little bit, like maybe up and around and.
You guys tell me what you want to do.
I want to go up.
I'm not going to
let's
force you
go.
guys anywhere.
Time
Going
to
up?
get going. Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
let's go up. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, you guys begin to rush up the beanstalk. As you spiral around it over and over and over again, it seems like you're climbing for 20, 30, 40 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. You are climbing, and as you start looking down, every once in a while you glance and see how high up you are, to the point where, like, if you would fall off of this thing, you would die pretty much instantly. So as you're walking, I would like everyone to make me Constitution saving throws, please. Constitution saving throws. So,
My gosh, I'm
left.
such a dingus. I never opened my D&D Beyond.
oh, you're good. I'll give you a second to get there. I'm actually gonna
Oh,
grab a
sorry.
drink too, so I'll be right back.
All good. We sure are climbing up that beanstalk.
We're climbing up the stalk.
Up we
We're
go.
running up the stalk. Made a deal with the giants.
Sing it.
It's you and me. Yo, Kate Bush has got to be violently stoned when she makes these songs. I love it though. It's such a vibe. Like when the Wuthering Heights song, Wutheringa. Like,
I'm looking at the lyrics and I'm like,
All right.
Come on, Giants, come on.
okay, what, the Constitution saving throw? is what
Yes,
we need to
Constitution
roll?
saving throw. So in the very top left of your character sheet, there should be a saving throws box.
I didn't launch my game.
It's okay.
Okay.
And then Crocus, you rolled a Constitution check. I need a Constitution save, which is in the box below your abilities, bottom or top left of the thing. There you go. She says we got 14, 16.
I got distracted singing Kate Bush.
Okay, so I see that your number is still a +1 no matter which one it is. So I'm just going to give you the first one, the 14, so that I don't screw
Okay.
you over for having you roll twice. It didn't really matter. So with that, 14 to 14 to 16, you all feel like this sense of like queasiness and like breathlessness because you're rising in altitude. And you all start getting a little woozy, but none of you throw up or pass out or have any problems like that. It just begins to worry you how high up you are. And who's leading the way? Who's the first one in the line? Because you wouldn't be able to walk next to each other. You'd have to walk one like single file.
Who has the most health? I mean, I'm a little hurt right now, I think still.
I think Crocus would have gone up first, personally. I have 51 out of 51 too.
Okay.
I have 50. I have 46 HP. So yeah, we're similar now.
Okay. So Crocus first.
Yeah, and then I'll go right behind them.
Okay.
I'll be on the bottom.
All right. Sounds good. So with Crocus, then Fergus, then Shisa. Crocus, you're the first to feel the top of your head start to become moist with moisture. And your vision starts to go blurry with white clouds as your head and your body begin to climb into the clouds. You all can just only see the leaves beneath your feet and the beanstalk next to you. As you put your hand on the stalk to keep your balance, you continue climbing your way up through the clouds, surrounded by white fog and mist as the moisture of the sky kind of clings to you in a weird kind of sticky way. And as you continue climbing up, Crocus, your head is the first to breach the top of the clouds. The first thing that you see is a large diamond city made of what seems like shining diamonds. The sun is bright in the sky, and it gleams off of this city in the distance. It catches you off guard because you're literally coming up through what would be the ground. You're coming up from like the bottom side of what would be the ground because it's a cloud. And as you come up onto the top of it, you're worried to take another step because you see the leaves disappear beneath you and you don't see any more leaves. So before you take another step, what do?
I stop.
So you stop at the top of the leaves. Fergus, you kind of bump into the back of Crocus. Shisa, you kind of bump into the back of Fergus. And Crocus, there's no more leaves ahead of you. If you take another step, you may fall through. The leaf is like level with the top of the cloud, basically. The last leaf is level with the top of the cloud.
Crocus like puts a hand on the beanstalk a little bit, and like pushes a foot out and kind of like waves a foot on the clouds to see if it's stable.
Okay. As you like bring your foot out and set it onto the cloud top, it gives a little and it scares you. You like hold on to the beanstalk, but you give it a little bit more pressure and it stops giving, and it feels solid enough for you to walk on. So it's got a small bit of give to it, like you're walking on sand.
Right. I guess it's safe. I fully step out.
Okay,
Bucket.
You die. I'm just kidding. And you're dead. Campaign's over. No, yeah, so you step out on the cloud, and it, like I said, it gives a little, you kind of shake a bit. It feels a little woozy, but you take another step forward, and you get a good idea that you can walk around on this area. In fact, it's a bit strange because are you barefoot or no? Do you wear shoes? I can't remember.
I believe Crocus has hooves, actually.
Yeah, hooves. So you probably, I don't think hooves have feeling in them, so you probably wouldn't feel exactly what the clouds would feel like underneath your feet, but it is a weird sensation. It's like, here's what it's like. It's like walking on a trampoline. If you ever walked on a trampoline, it's like that.
Ooh,
so
bouncy.
it does, it's got a little bit of give to it, and it's a little strange for sure to get used to. With that, Fergus, you're the next one to step up onto the clouds. And are you gonna be the first? You just gonna jump onto it? You see Crocus kind of like wobbling around on it. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm quite nimble, so yeah, I go for it.
All right, you step out onto the cloud, no problems. It does have a little bit of give to it, but you get yourself acquainted with it. And then Shisa, you're the last one You doing the same?
Yeah.
Okay. You step out onto it as well. It gives a little bit, but you're all able to stand atop the clouds. And like I said, in the distance, a large crystal city. But then you turn around and you see behind you, there's a large forest coming up through the clouds. And the clouds actually turn into like a regular dirt and grass that you would see in a forest. They transition from clouds into dirt and grass. So you have two options. You can either go towards the city, or you can go towards the forest, or there's nothingness in either direction, but there could be more up here. You're not sure. There could be more places to go, but those are the two that you immediately see. Like a tree line behind you, a city in front of you, and then to your left and to your right, there's kind of emptiness, just horizon, but who knows what could be beyond the horizon.
Huh.
Are we in like Crocus? We're in like Crocus's domain, right? Because we're up atop the beanstalk, right? No.
There's Crocus's domain would be more like the forest. If you chose to go to the forest, that'd be more like Crocus's domain, or like farmland, basically like plants and things. The beanstalk was just think of it like an elevator to get you here. That's all it was. This is not like the beanstalk's doing. It did not create this. It just got you here.
Right.
It got you higher than any creature can fly. How's that sound? Like if no one could fly here. They would not be able to take a dragon and fly up here. They would not be able to take a giant hawk and ride on the back of it and get up here, because no creature would fly this high. You guys rolled those Constitution saving throws because you kind of had to hold your breath for like the last few minutes as you climbed your way all the way up through here. But now that you're finally broken through, the air is regular. You can breathe up here. It's kind of like a hidden world above the clouds.
That's so cool.
Crocus, are you able to tell if there's anything in the forest? I don't know if you can like sense anything. I don't know.
What do you think, Commander?
Sensing is tough. This is Shisa's quest. So if there's someone who would be able to sense a direction in which the harp would be, it would probably be Shisa.
Okay.
And if Shisa would like, Shisa can roll a religion check, or Shisa can think back to everything we've talked about in terms of how the harp was stolen and try and make an estimated guess, or Shisa can do whatever Shisa wants.
Religion check.
Religion check.
No!
You can roll with advantage because this is your mother we're talking about.
Whoa.
Sick rolls.
She.
Running up that beanstalk.
Can I do another thing?
You're running up that hill, climbing up that beanstalk. That's funny. I like that. Here's the thing with a 5. You're not as connected with your mom as you'd like to be. Of the artifacts, her artifact has been the one that's the furthest away from anyone. So that, along with the fact that you only just found out recently, it's hard to find a connection with her. I'm not even sure how much Shisa is feeling connected to this particular quest. That's up to you and what you think Shisa would be, or how Shisa would be feeling. But you don't feel a sensation in either direction, so you're just gonna maybe have to take a stab at it, or take an educated guess based on what you know, which isn't much.
Can I just do a little perception check first, maybe?
What are you trying to perceive? What are you trying to see or hear?
I don't know if I
or smell.
I don't know.
It's tough because your religion check wasn't great, and you're not sure what's happened to the harp. You're not even sure if the harp exists anymore. You're not sure if it's been destroyed.
Can I do a vibe check?
A vibe check. Yeah, it's not likely that it's gonna help.
Was that? I feel like that was my religion check. Was the vibe check?
Yeah,
and I
it
failed
basically
I
was.
did
It
not
was a
pass
vibe
the
check.
vibe check.
It was.
Shit. I think. Wait. So am I just choosing between like?
You're making a guess on where you think the harp would be. Do you think it would be in the city somewhere, or do you think a stray giant has taken it into the woods?
I feel like whatever the fuck cuss word. Whatever the church says happened was probably a lie. So it might be in the city.
Or we could always find more information in the city too.
That too. Yeah,
Mhm.
good thinking, Crocus.
I got you.
Okay. So, city it is then?
Yeah.
Plus, the city is shiny, so like
It is.
City.
city.
All right. You head towards the diamond city in the sky. As you're walking along the clouds, it's one of those illusions that makes you feel like it's close by, but as you're walking, you're like, oh my god, how far away is this thing? Because it just feels like it keeps getting further away. You're barely making any progress as you continue walking. And at some point, maybe we'll say an hour and a half, 2 hours of walking, you feel like you've made a little bit of headway, but not much. You probably have another day's walk to get to the city.
Right.
The clouds have kind of turned into, it's not just clouds anymore. Now you're kind of walking on a, I don't want to say, it's not Wizard of Oz, but it is kind of a yellow brick road. It's actually a golden brick road that is kind of zigzagging towards the city. And you're curious because it should be a straight shot to the city, but you're noticing that the road you're following is like curving around certain areas. It's like curving or zigzagging across the clouds, and it doesn't make much sense because you'd think it would just be a straight line.
Right.
Because it's a very open area. And there's clouds covering everything. But as you're walking, it's curving and zigzagging in a weird way that makes it feel strange. There's nobody else around either, at least this far out from the city. Anything you guys want to do? This is your time to feel free to test things. I want to try doing this. I want to throw this here, or I want to stick my head here. I want to, whatever. I don't know, whatever you want to do. I want to say this, or I want to do another vibe check, whatever. I'd say you could probably do another religion check every couple hours, Shisa. So, it's been a couple hours of travel if you want to do another one. But also if you want to test the road, or those kinds of things.
Religion check, vibe check.
Yeah, give it another advantage too. Vibe check.
All right, my vibes are better this
A
time.
little better this time. 16 vibes, pretty good. You got another one for me?
Oh wait, I can roll with advantage?
Yeah. It's your parent. Back to the 4. Okay, we like the 16 though. We like the 16. So with a 16, as you're heading towards the city, you get a small twinge in the back of your brain that there is a connection to you up here somewhere. You're just not sure exactly where it is, but you get a twinge in the opposite direction of the way you're going. So back towards the forest. But that's up to you. Either way, both are going to be long journeys to either get to the forest or get to the city. Either one are worth exploring, I'll tell you that. They're all fleshed out and ready for you guys to explore either way.
Wait, you said I felt the connection towards the city?
Towards the forest, actually.
Oh, towards the forest.
Yeah, so it seems like the harp is somewhere in the opposite direction of the city.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like if we go to the city, we would have first a chance to rest because I've used a lot of my spells, and second of all, we would get some info if it's being guarded by some big scary monster, perhaps.
No, yeah, I'm still for the city right now too.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm in with the city as well, honestly.
Okay. Anything you guys want to check out when it comes to the zigzagging road? Or want to roll a perception check or an investigation check? Or want to try something?
I'll do an investigation.
Sure.
I guess like Fergus just gets naturally curious and starts just poking around with things as he normally would.
Okay.
Nah.
Whoa. Natural 20. All right. So, Fergus, as the road starts curving, you have this natural inclination as a rogue. You want to get from one place to the next as quick as possible. So you're like, why is this road curving? Why don't I just keep walking straight? This is going to be way faster than this curving and zigzagging that's going on. So you come up to the curve of the road, and you look down at the clouds where normally you'd be able to step down on them, and they're kind of cushy like a trampoline. And you take your trident, and like you say, you poke around a little bit. And as you do, there's no give. There's no a placement for the trident to poke. It just gives. It just pushes through. You almost drop the trident, and you like hold on to it and lift back up. And then you go to the other side of the curve and poke around, and you see that there's also no place for the trident to poke. The road is what you're walking on is the only part of the clouds here that is walkable. So you do not want to fall off this road.
Okay.
So there's a reason it's zigzagging and curving. You're not sure what that reason is, but you know that it's at least avoiding pitfalls in the clouds.
Okay. Guys, I think we should stick to the path. It seems a little bit scary on the other side.
I trust
that. Crocus, the hawk on your shoulder kind of flies down into the clouds, and then it pops up through another piece of the clouds, maybe 50 feet away, and then flies back to you. So it's just kind of playing around, playfully flying around, but you're also getting a good idea that this is a very soft, quote-unquote, soft area of the clouds, a place you would not want to step down on, because if the hawk can fly through it, that means you're going to fall through it.
Right.
So,
I want to name the hawk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Crocus
again, if you do speak with plants, it can speak too. It just needs to speak with plants.
Where do I do speak with? I have to find it.
I think it's
Do I
an
have to roll
ability. I think it's an ability for furbolgs, or it might be a spell.
Oh, like speech of the woods?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so. That's the furbolg one, right?
Oh, it's no action. It's the druid one. Hold
Okay.
on. Class racial. It's Furbolg magic. Speech of beast and leaf.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can. And I don't know how many times you can use that, or if you can use it indefinitely.
Oh, you can communicate with the not understand beasts and plants and have advantage on CHA checks to influence them.
Oh, to like charisma checks to try and persuade them to do things. So because this is your creation, this hawk, it's gonna bypass that not being able to understand it. So it can understand you, you can understand it.
Real. Okay, Crocus is gonna hold out their hands for the hawk to land on him.
It lands on your hand and tilts its head at you, and then it uses its viney beak to peck down at your hand a couple times.
Your name is Sprout.
I like this name. I like the name Sprout. It says as it kind of tilts its head back and forth.
It suits you, Sprout.
Yes, I am Sprout. It lets out a and then swoops down into the clouds, and you hear in the distance, Sprout, 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 I'm Sprout! And it starts like flying through the clouds.
Oh, real.
It lands on your head as you're walking.
All
right.
good.
As you continue on the path towards the city, the light shining from the sun is almost blinding as you're walking. The crystal that the city is made out of, the diamond that the city is made out of, is so reflective that once in a while when you're zigzagging on this path, the sun hits you just right that you're like, ah, and hits your eyes. But after another few hours of walking, you start to hear a distant coming from behind you. You all turn around, and you see in the distance on the road behind you a carriage. And looks tiny in the distance, but as it continues getting closer, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where this carriage is as big to you all as like a skyscraper would be. As it gets closer, you've still got about 10 minutes before it gets to you, but you can already tell that this thing is gigantic. And the clip-clops of these horses that the carriage is pulling, the clip-clops are louder. They're thundering. And the horses that you see pulling this carriage, which is kind of like this golden and diamond encrusted carriage, these horses are clad in this diamond and gold armor as well. And they, like I said, they are humongous. And as they are clip-clopping towards you, you can feel the ground beneath you, the bridge beneath you begin to shake. And if they keep at this speed, they're going to hit you. And it looks like they're not noticing you. So, what would you like to do? You're pretty small compared to them. We're talking, you are essentially like cockroaches, and they're not noticing you crawling across the road.
Oh,
and it's heading straight for the city.
How big is this road?
Fairly large. Large enough for, I mean, it's like, I'd say the width of maybe 2 regular houses.
Oh, wow.
Like a regular, I'm talking like a suburban house. Two houses next to each other. It's about that width.
Oh, interesting. So pretty big then.
Yeah. But the horses that are pulling this carriage next to each other, they're crammed on the road. And if this thing rolls over top of you, I mean, you'd have to dodge the wheels and the hooves of the horses. Otherwise, you guys could get really hurt.
Right. Okay.
Like I said, they don't seem to notice you. You've still got about 10 minutes to react, though. They're coming at a pretty quick pace.
Does anybody have, like, anything that might get their attention?
Do we still have that weather belt?
I don't know, do you?
Oh, man.
I think you do.
Maybe I could just, like, I don't know. Make a rainbow. No one will look at the rainbow. I don't think anyone will look at the rainbow.
I'm like looking at my
It'd be
stuff.
way too small, too. The only thing I could do would be casting a spell on them, but I feel like that'd be a bad idea. I feel like we should just hide. But I don't know.
Where would we hide?
I don't have any spells or anything, so dare
Right.
I say I'm useless.
Let me look through my spells really quick. I have a lot of spells. Okay, so I have minor illusion cantrip. My range area is within 30 feet. It lasts for only a minute, and I don't know.
Could you like project like a bigger version of yourself, maybe? If it's up to 30 feet?
The thing is, if a creature uses its action to examine the sound or the image, because I can only make a sound or an image of like an object or yeah, it's not very complex. I don't think I can make like a fake version of myself. Like I don't think I can shadow clone jutsu.
Yeah. Not with minor illusion. There are spells that would allow that, but not minor illusion.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
no. Seems like that's not the case. I can only make a sound, a loud sound, or like a voice, or like maybe I can make like a bear growl or something to make people like scared, or I don't know.
You see
Make,
no
like, a
one
bang
like
noise.
you don't see anybody driving the horses, you know. There's nobody on the cart that's driving the horses. It seems like the horses are following their own path, knowing where to go.
I just had a thought. This might be a bit intense, but can I try like I know it's not really my power, but can I try and like summon like a thunderstorm above us to like draw attention? Like a flash storm that'll like be loud and have lightning bolts and shit like that. Doesn't have to be
Well,
like the whole sky. I just mean like sort
what-
of like an obvious patch to like draw attention, I guess.
Sure. With that in mind, what are clouds made out of?
Water.
True.
Well, water vapor, sorry.
True. Meaning you should have a lot of control over these particular clouds in terms of being able to shape them in a way that you want them to be shaped. All you'd have to do is basically disrupt the molecules in the cloud enough to create static to create a thunderstorm. So, I'd say you can do it. Roll me a nature check with advantage. So twice, take the higher number. Nice. 21. You hold up the trident, and what exactly do you want to do? So the clouds are kind of at foot level right now, next to you. On either side of the bridge that you're on the road, the road that you're on. So the clouds are just kind of right at where your feet level is. So what do you want to do with them?
I'll raise them really high up, like 20 meters up in the air. I don't know what that converts to in feet, but like, I don't know, like a lot of feet, like 50 feet maybe. Like up in the air and like get them to change color to like a darker gray.
Okay. And you want some lightning to come down? Do you want it just a rumble thunder?
A bit of both. Like, so a bit of a rolling thunder and then also some lightning bolts.
All right. As you bring the trident up and the clouds arc and swerve around you, they begin to rise up, like you say, 50 feet up into the air. Lightning in the clouds begins to rumble, and the loud, thunderous crack of lightning comes down and strikes the golden street that you're on. Lets out a huge, thunderous clap. And as it does, the horses begin to slow down. They're still about 3 or 4 minutes away from you all as this is happening, but they're beginning to slow down as they're both the horses are looking up at this cloud that's above you and are slowing down before they reach it until they come to a complete stop in front of you. They stop in front of you, and both the horses are looking down at you all. The lightning and stuff, do you want it to keep going, or do you want it to stop after the horses have stopped?
Yeah, let's keep it going.
Okay. So the one horse is looking up at the clouds. The other one is looking down at you, Fergus, as you're holding the trident up, summoning the power of this. And it brings its muzzle all the way close to where your face is. This horse is the size of Gormok last time you saw him. And I'm talking just the face of this horse is that size. This thing is way bigger than you are. And its nose, like just the tip of its nose as it like brings it close to you, is like massive. You can't even look it in the eyes. You can only look it in one eye. It's that big. That's how big this horse is. And it is looking at you with one eye as its ear kind of flips up and down.
Okay.
Nobody comes out of the carriage.
Oh.
Nobody does.
Nobody. You hear no noise or anything coming out of the carriage. But yeah, like I said, this is definitely a carriage that would hold a giant, at least one.
Huh.
Okay, so I'll ask the horse, like, do you speak common?
And it says as it nods its head.
Can I use speech of the woods in this moment?
Sure.
Yeah.
Hello there!
You hear the horse. I wonder if I can do this. Hold on. Let me grab something real quick. I just want to see if I can do this, because it would be cool. close this. Uno momento. I'll be right back.
Hello.
Hi. Are you guys on your way to the big city over there?
It nods its head.
Cool. Thanks for not stepping on us.
It kind of shakes its head a little bit and says,
Lightning scary.
Oh, a little bit. Do you guys have anything you would want me to like ask the horses maybe?
Have you asked them where they're going? To the city, right?
Yeah, they're going off to the city. Do you guys think we
Wait.
could catch a ride with you maybe?
Yeah. That's what I was gonna ask.
Don't see why not.
Ah, thanks.
Hop
we ask
on,
them
little insect.
Thank you.
Should we ask them like if they know what's at the city?
Well, I'm sure we can ask them on the way there.
Oh yeah, true.
it leans its head all the way down, enough for you to climb up onto its nose.
Up we go.
Yeah.
All right,
I
you
cli-
still
I
doing the
climb on
thunder
as
and
well.
lightning, or are you?
Nah, I'll stop it. I'll bring the trident down and stop it now.
All right. As you do, the clouds kind of go away. The second horse looks away from the clouds and over, and it says,
What the hell are you doing there, Jerry?
and the other horse, with all of you on its snout crawling up its head,
I'm giving them a ride. Come on, man, that's stupid. Why are you doing that?
both the horses are like Shisa and Fergus. All you hear is just, but Crocus, you can hear the whole conversation.
Boys, it's fine. We're nothing but insects here.
The one horse who's kind of standoffish goes,
Yeah, that is true. Well, I guess you guys can hitch a ride.
Thank you.
Sure.
and you crawl up onto the one horse who's been nice, finish crawling up onto his head, and he says,
So, what brings you all to the city?
he says as they begin going down the road.
Yep, visiting for vacation.
Vacation?
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen people as small as you vacationing here.
We're very curious explorers. We're trying to find something.
What are you looking for?
We're looking for a harp. Do you know anything about like a harp?
A harp?
Mm-hmm.
What's a harp?
Yeah, a little thingy goes do 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 do. Little song, little instrument thingy.
I think I've seen a harp before. It
Really?
ran off and was screaming when I came by.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah.
The horse obviously has no idea what you're talking about.
Do you know what's in the city? We've never visited before.
Oh, there's lots of places that give us apples when we come by.
Wow.
There's
That's
a
pretty
really
cool.
nice guy named Jerry that gives me apples.
Jerry sounds like a nice guy. What's your
There's
name?
lots of big buildings too.
Ooh. Do you have a name?
No.
Oh. Well, I'll call you Fluffy. Why not?
Fluffy.
The one other horse kind of looks over and says,
Hey, why don't I get a name?
You can have a name too, I guess. I'll call you I'll call you Florpus.
Florpus? What kind of name is Florpus? He got
You
Fluffy.
like it?
He got
Like, what,
Fluffy and I got
different one?
Florpus?
Okay. Fine, we'll just call you Grumpy then.
Grumpy. Okay.
he looks dejected as he continues trotting along. So Fluffy and Grumpy continue leading you. Obviously, neither of them are extremely intelligent. They're animals. In terms of asking them where a harp is going to be, they have no clue what that is. But they continue leading you towards the city. Anything else you want to ask them about? Or Shisa, Fergus, Crocus want to do to prepare before you get to the city?
I'd like to do a perception check.
Sure. Roll me your perception check.
Oh,
Look at that.
Hey.
Another 20. Second one of the day. One after the
It's
other.
making up for last week.
Yeah, true. True. So with a 20, as you're looking out across the horizon, you don't see much life up here, honestly. Not a ton of life. As you're listening, you kind of put your ear up to the carriage. The carriage is empty. These horses are coming back from obviously somewhere, and they either have dropped somebody off or who knows, but there's nobody in the carriage at the moment. And so as they continue leading you along, like I said, life is pretty slim up here. Just not a whole lot of wildlife or those kinds of things. But looking at the city, Fergus, with your natural 20, I'll tell you, there's one building kind of at the center of the city that seems to pop out to you. It's taller than the rest. It's almost, it almost looks like a pointed spike just in the middle of the city with a large clock on it. It's a central clock tower, and it shines as the sun hits it with this like rainbow beam that hits the rest of the city. And you can see that this central building looks extremely important. You're not sure what it is, but of all the buildings that you see from the city, like the view that you have, this is obviously the tallest, the most well-kept, the shiniest, the most beautiful. It's like the premier building that kind of draws your eye to the city, if you will. Who's next?
Oh, I wanted to do the gold thing.
Which
Make
gold
some
thing?
gold.
Okay. Yeah, you just need some items that you don't feel, or that you feel are okay turned into gold.
Can I do a perception check for items that like are on me, or I don't know, not on me, around me, that maybe I could use?
There's not a ton in the area that you're at because you're basically just on a horse's back, like, you know.
Dang, yeah.
But if you go to your inventory on your sheet there, and you can look through your packs, like if you have like a Dungeoneer pack or an Explorer's pack or a Musician's pack or whatever, you should have just like some random mundane items in there that you can turn into gold, whether it's rope or pistons or screws or whatever you want. If you look in your inventory, you should see some items in there. And if you don't have any, you could ask Crocus,
okay.
Crocus or Fergus.
Yeah, it says I have a signet ring.
Mm-hmm. Sure. You turn that gold.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna turn it gold.
All right. Turn that gold. Looks like it'd be worth a pretty penny. You might be able to persuade someone to purchase that. Golden jewelry is always worth a good value.
Yes, nice. Oh, also, I want to conjure my snake friend.
Yes. As you do, this was the finger, right? The finger that turns into a snake?
Yeah, the finger.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So you take the finger out, you recite the spell, and it extends. The bones of the finger begin to crack and extend, and it lengthens itself out into this devious-looking little zombie snake that wraps itself around you.
I'm gonna say hi.
Hello again, Shiza.
It's nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
You ready to die?
What?
I'm just joking.
Got any rats I can eat?
Not right now. Unfortunately, I think the rats in this area are a little too big for you to eat, buddy.
I see one right there, and it makes eyes at Fergus. That little rat.
See, now this is why we can't have nice things. You can't be eating my friends.
I don't think I could unhinge my jaw enough to do it anyway. But I would try.
Little snake syndrome.
Yeah, so you got your preparations done. Anything else you want to do?
No, I did all I wanted to do.
Okay. Crocus, anything else you want to do? Ask horses anything?
No.
Alrighty.
We'll just enjoy this ride.
All right. You continue clip-clopping towards the city, and as you approach, the kind horse Fluffy underneath you says to you, Crocus,
Do you have an entry pass?
You need an entry pass to get in?
That or someone in the city needs to vouch for you.
Oh. Well, you could vouch for us, right?
The guards don't understand us like you do.
I mean, I suppose maybe I could hide in your, pretty hair.
Oh. Sure. I don't know if that'll work, but I hope it does, for your sake.
all right, Crocus, you have information that the rest of the party doesn't have.
Okay, I'm gonna relay it back to them. So Fluffy is saying that we need a pass to get in, but I didn't know we needed a pass to get in.
What do we do?
I mean, A, we could talk to the guard, or B, we can just hide in Fluffy's hair and hope for the best.
Or we could try and summon someone from the city, but I think hiding is the best option. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Yeah, I'm agreed with that.
What do you think, Shisa?
I'm fine, yeah.
Okay,
It's
cool. Let's do it.
All right,
Okay.
everybody, roll me a stealth check, please.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
We got a 26
Excuse
for
me.
Fergus.
Oh no!
Wait. Don't I have that jack of all trades thing? Can that save me right now?
It's already affecting your rolls.
I just
so
Okay,
that's why you have a plus.
wait. Let me enter a counterpoint. Here.
Uh-huh.
And I've never used this guy before, but I still have the magical hermit crab. Can I give it to Shisa so she can re-roll? Because he lets me do one.
Yeah,
Okay, Shisa,
sure.
I'm gonna hand you the magical hermit crab. Just ask him for a re-roll.
You don't have to. No, Shisa wouldn't ask him for a reroll. Shisa would hold on to the crab and be like, "Help me hide."
Yeah, okay. This crab has magical powers, Shisa. Okay, just trust me.
The
Okay.
lucky crab.
Hello, crab. Please help me hide.
Hello, I'll help you hide. Here, try down here.
Thank you.
And roll me another stealth check.
Oh God.
Come on, Shisa, don't fuck it up. Okay, that's good.
14 is pretty good. I honestly can't remember what voice I gave the crab, but now I want to make it like a Marcel the Shell stand-in, so.
Yeah, that's fun.
So now I talk like this. So it says, see, this is a good spot in the hair to hide.
Does anyone have any reroll items for Crocus?
I have. Can I use hidden step?
Yeah, you
gonna
can.
use
If you're still, you're invisible, right?
Yeah.
As long as you stay still. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot you had
Okay.
that. Yeah.
I'm gonna use hidden step.
Okay. Roll your stealth check with advantage now. So roll twice.
Okay.
Take the higher number. Forget the 5.
Please.
All right. So roll again. Roll once more.
So bad. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Okay,
invisibility is very strong, so the odds of them, finding you is still pretty low. But we'll see.
Okay,
We'll
but
see
I have an idea. Crocus, you can only stand still and be invisible. Do you want to borrow my necklace? Because that means you can move around and be invisible for an entire hour. So, like, if the guards are, like, searching through the hair or something, you could just, like... boop, 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 boop.
I'll take the necklace from
Okay, I hand Crocus the necklace.
just in
Okay.
case. Backup plan.
All right. So Crocus, you can move around invisible by activating the necklace, which brings us. Wait, was it a necklace? I thought it was that ring that the queen gave you.
No, it's both. So
Oh, you have
the
both.
necklace I got like ages ago, like one of our first
You
sessions.
got it from the
It was
elf
when-
guy.
Ah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you have 2 invisibility items, and one of them has been given to Crocus. The
and
other
one of them is bound to me.
I was
as
going
the
to say the
crux.
other one you can't take off. So
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wait, no, we found the necklace on a dead body.
that might.
Yeah,
that-
we did. It was when we were fighting that. It's when that house like fell into the sinkhole
Uh-huh.
and I let the maid die.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. All right. So, as the horses approach the city, you all hide in the hair, and you're like looking through the large stalks of hair, kind of like peeking through. It's kind of itchy and it's a little uncomfortable, but you hear Crocus. Fluffy says, Shisa and Fergus. All you hear is, but Crocus, you hear.
Okay, coming up on the city.
Woohoo!
And as you guys approach, the city finally in a view for you to actually see how big this thing is. You can't even see the top of it when you're at the bottom. It's so tall. It's like the Empire State Building. It's extremely tall, just the gates to the city, let alone the rest of the stuff. So as you're approaching the gates, you hide into the hair. If anyone would like to be able to look out from the hair, let me know that you're doing that, and I'll let you roll a perception check if you want to like get a vision of what the guards look
I'll do
like.
it. Why not?
Okay.
Perception, you said.
Yeah, perception. Okay. So, Fergus, you get a good vision of, like, through the hair, you can kind of see what the guards look like. Similarly dressed to the horses, they're wearing gold and diamond armor. They are tall and lanky with this kind of light blue skin tone to them. They are giants, specifically sky giants. A sky giant is, when you think of a giant in fantasy as players, if you think of like a giant, you probably think of like big, burly, kind of maybe a little overweight, maybe dumb. These giants are very different. I want you to imagine a character that is, instead of wide, they are tall. That's what makes them giants. And they are thin to the point where they're thin but muscular. So they don't have beer bellies or anything like that. Very ripped and so tall to the point where their fingers and their hands are almost creepy at how thin and long their fingers are. Like, you guys could all crawl across their fingers, and like you could all fit onto one pointer finger by standing there if you wanted. Like, they're that long and kind of creepy. But they are, what you know about sky giants is very little. They're a very mysterious creature. They don't come down from the sky very often. And so, the first thing that you see, Fergus, is a giant eyeball looking at the horses as the gates are opening up to the city. The gates are opening up, but as you're peeking out, it almost scares you because you see this giant eyeball looking down at you. A helmet is covering the head of this creature, but not the eyes, and it's looking with this bright kind of sky blue color to it. The iris, it's like looking across the horse and then looking across the carriage. It scans right over you, Fergus. Doesn't even look at you like directly, just right by you, and back to the carriage. One of the other guards you can hear walking behind the carriage with its dum, dum, dum. It shakes the ground as you're watching, Fergus. You can kind of now see it passing your peripheral vision. The other guard, the second guard, going around the backside of the carriage, knocking on it. It says,
"Anybody in there? Anybody in there?"
Its voice echoes throughout the open air, throughout the city and the buildings. And Fergus, you kind of duck back down into the fur before one of them begins patting the back of the horse with its hand, patting its head, patting its neck. It's not searching for anyone. It's giving some love to the horse. Like it's kind of like tickling it behind the ears and bringing its head down. And as it's bringing its head down, Fergus, you can see out of the corner of Fluffy, the horse's eye, it like darts back to where you're at, and the hand is coming down. It's about to wipe over the top of Shisa, Crocus, and you, as the horse does a little and shakes its head, and the giant kind of brings its hand back.
"What's gotten into you? Hey, buddy, come on."
And it starts scratching the horse under the chin, and Fluffy's given a under the chin and goes back to being affectionate. But it just saved your life because you were nice to it. So congratulations.
Hell yeah.
And
Let's go.
the giant says,
"Looks like we're all clear. Let him in."
and the horses head into the city. And the carriage and all of you are traveled along in with it. Past the guards, you hear the doors shut again of the city, and you are now locked inside the Diamond City of Giants. And although I would love to keep playing, we need to level you guys up. So we're going to level you guys up, and that's where we're going to end today's session.
Woohoo!
Whoa.
We made it to the city.
The suspense.
Hey, Starlight Tales, thank you so much for the raid. Interesting timing. We're about to level up the characters here in Blood of the Immortals. They just got to the City of Giants, and yeah, we're ending the actual play and starting a little level up session here so that I can get everyone leveled up before next session. So, hi, Starlight Tales. Welcome, everybody, from Starlight Tales channel. I'm Marcel, also previously known as Commander. Happy to have you here. We play D&D on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and I do all kinds of D&D stuff. I'm a voice actor. Happy to tell you more if you're curious. But yeah, welcome. We're going to do some leveling up, and then we're going to end today's stream. So, hi, how's everyone doing? Here or there, welcome. All right, so you guys are what, level 10 right now?
We're level 8 right now.
So you're going to be level 9 then?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's level you guys up. We're going to level you guys up to 10, okay? So I'd like you to level yourself up twice. The way we do this, as a reminder, is you click on the... so go to your character sheet. In the top right of your character sheet, hit the anvil button. It looks like a hammer and anvil in the top right. That'll take you to the builder. Everyone good on that?
Yeah, we're going up to 10, right?
Going up to 10, yes.
Okay.
And then chat, I'm going to get a visual here so you guys can at least see what I'm showing them. So give me 1 second here. Add window. D&D Beyond. D&D Beyond. It's D&D. D&D Beyond. All right. So, yeah, I got my old Commander Crusader's name on there. All right, so let's start with Shisa. I think Shisa will probably be the most intensive one. Fergus, yours should be pretty easy unless you're dual classing into a magic role if you want. You guys don't forget that you can dual class. So, if you want to pick out another, you're good. If you want to pick out another class that you're interested in, like you want to get into Warlock or you want to get into Fighter or whatever, all you got to do is let me know, and we'll.
No,
get that
I'm
set
liking this just now, honestly.
up. Okay. So we'll do that. Okay. So with that, let's do Shisa. So we're gonna do edit. Let me see what you got here. So you're in the builder. Click on class. You got level 10. You're already there. All right. If you scroll down to the bottom, it says magical secrets. See that, Shisa?
Yeah.
You're picking your spells now.
I just don't really. There's so many of them.
Okay, so we'll read this for the chat as you're thinking. So by 10th level, you have plundered magical knowledge from a wide spectrum of disciplines. Choose 2 spells from any classes, including this one. A spell you choose must be a level you can cast, as shown in the Bard table, or a cantrip. The chosen spells count as Bard spells for you and are included in the number of spells known column of the Bard table. You learn 2 additional spells from any classes at 14th level and again at 18th level. You have access to every spell in the game. So the easiest way to do this is to tell me what you're interested in wanting to do with spells. What do you want to be able to accomplish with your spells? And then I can give you options.
Okay. So I feel like I struggle with movement.
Okay.
I need to be able to move to get close enough to people to heal them, or close enough to people to cast spells or whatever.
Okay.
And I'm just a little not good at that. I don't know. I want something where I can cast a spell and move quickly.
Okay. Let's do Dimension Door. Dimension Door is a great teleporting spell.
Ooh.
And let's do
There it is.
there's one I'm thinking of. It's a bonus action teleport that you can do in combat. Misty Step. Misty Step's another one. Let's do those. I think those are really good picks for you. Dimension Door, you can also take somebody with you. Misty Step, you can't. Misty Step's just for you. But Dimension Door, you can grab a hold of Fergus and then teleport each of you 500 feet away.
Yeah, that's really good.
So I think those are 2 good picks for you.
I like the Dimension Door.
And then you could also do Misty Step. Misty Step you can do in combat as a bonus action. So Dimension Door is you can still do it in combat. It's just, it's going to take your whole turn. It's going to take your action. Misty Step, you can Misty Step somewhere in combat to get away. Say you're surrounded by 50 enemies. You can Misty Step away from them, take no opportunity attacks, and then reposition yourself 50 feet away in the battlefield wherever you want. And you can do it as a bonus action and still get your regular action for your turn. So I think both those spells would be really good for you.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
And then because you leveled up, you get more Bard spells, which you can add some more healing spells from the Bard class. So you just get regular, your regular spell list has expanded, so we can add more. So you got Dimension Door and Misty Step?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then go to spells up at the top.
Say that again, sorry.
I'm just talking to Shisa.
Yeah, sorry, I thought that was to me. That was all good.
So you got spells up at the top. Clicked on that.
Uh-huh.
And then add spells at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
And then you get 1 new cantrip and 1 new just regular spell that you want. And I think this is your first time having 5th level spells, so you can do Mass Cure Wounds or Greater Restoration.
There's mislead.
Yep, mislead's an option. That's the one you were
that's
looking
the shadow
for. That was
clone
literally
jutsu.
shadow clone jutsu. Yep. Modify memories, interesting. Seeming's pretty good for sneaking around. Turns you and any other creatures that you want into like animals or whatever, or changes you into whatever. You can all look like, you know, goblins if you want or something. Dominate person's pretty strong. I know it's got a very sus name, but yeah, it's very strong. Just so you know, you can trade out any spells you want when you're leveling up too. So if you don't like one, like you're like, man, I have not used this spell a single time, and I don't think I ever will, then you can just get rid of it and add a new spell.
Oh, nice.
So I'm gonna let you do that right now while I go over to Crocus and do Crocus's up. Okay. So you can look through those, read them, and let me know if you have any questions. Okay. Jinx.
Okay.
All right. Just let me know if you have any questions. All right, Crocus, we're gonna come over to you. Let's see, what do we got going? You're gonna stay druid?
Yeah.
Okay. And you got your guardian spirit ability. So beginning at 10th level, your spirit totem safeguards the beasts and fae that you call forth with your magic. When a beast or fae that you summoned or created with a spell ends its turn in your spirit totem area, that creature regains a number of hit points equal to half your druid level. So, Bear spirit, hawk spirit, unicorn spirit. We haven't used these very often, but we just got to remember to use them up when we get the chance.
Yeah.
Mighty summoner, level 6 level beast fae that you conjure more resilient. They appear with extra hit points. Okay. I'm gonna have to make sure to write some of this down so I remember that you got this stuff. But
Thank you.
yeah, so basically, as your particular type of druid, the druid of, I think it's a shepherd or something like that. Hold on, it's called, yeah, Circle of the Shepherd. You can like I said, you can conjure forth these magical beasts, whether it's a unicorn, a hawk, or a bear, and have it, I think it's unicorn, hawk, bear, right? Yeah, unicorn, hawk, or bear, and they have their different abilities, and now they're stronger as you've continued to level up. So
Right.
they can heal themselves if they're ending their turn. Let's see, if they end their turn, what is it? And just turn in your spirit totem, or that creature regains a number of hit points. Okay. So maybe we should get, if you go to your spell list, so click on spells up at the top,
Okay.
and then scroll down to known spells.
Okay.
So we have 12 spells prepared right now. Just because you leveled up, you can do this, I think, anytime you sleep too, but your character, you can switch out from you have 114 spells you can pick from, but you can only have 12 like per day that you can cast or whatever, like 12 known spells. So if you don't like a spell that you had, like say you have a spell in your spell list right now that you're like, man, I've never used this thing, I don't think I'm ever going to use it, yada yada, you can swap it out.
Oh, cool.
This particular druid class is really good with like conjure minor elementals, conjure woodland beings, where you're summoning creatures, and then your class abilities allow those creatures to heal when they're near you, or do extra damage, or they're summoned with extra hit points. Like that's what the Druid of the Shepherd's all about. So I would recommend swapping out some spells that you don't use very often, and picking up conjure minor elementals, or conjure woodland beings, or conjure elemental, summon draconic spirit.
I'm like writing it down so I don't forget.
Yeah. So in the filter up at the top where it says filter, enter a spell name, if you put in conjure, it should give you all the options that you can create.
Oh.
I don't know if there's ones. Yeah, summon as well. So conjure or summon are the two keywords that if you type them up in the search bar, do you see where I'm at on my stream? So if you type them in there, conjure or summon, you can see all of the spells that allow you to create allies, create little animals, or create fairies, or create whatever.
Right. Ooh. Okay, that's really cool. I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah, so I would recommend, before the next session, looking through and picking out some of those conjure or summon spells that you like and trading them out for some ones that you're not really using too often.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Okey-doke. And then if you have any questions about that, of course, just ask me. If you message me on Discord or Twitter, I'll get back to you within the day.
Got it. Woohoo.
And then we'll do Fergus. I don't think there's much we have to do. But let's see.
I just want to choose a feat that helps me with nature check.
Yes, you do get a new feat, don't you?
Yeah, it's that or ability score improvement, but I'm happy with my ability scores, so I just want something that helps with nature checks.
All right. Looking. So any feat that increases your intelligence is going to increase your nature checks. So that's one thing. So you could pick something, for example, like Observant. Observant increases your intelligence score by 1. And then it also gives you a bunch of other bonuses, like you have +5 bonus to your perception and investigation scores. You also can see, if you can see a creature's mouth while it's speaking in a language that you can understand, you can interpret what it's saying by reading its lips. So, like, that feat gives it so that you don't actually have to hear what someone's saying as long as you can see their mouth. That's one example of something you could do. You could do Skill Expert. So, you can gain expertise. Yeah, so you can choose a skill like Nature. Oh, this one would probably be the one you're looking for here. So you choose, it's called Skill Expert. You choose a skill to become proficient in. I think you get to pick two new skills to become proficient in. And then, yeah. So you choose Nature to become proficient in, and then you choose, for the next box down, you choose Nature again to become an expert in it, and that way you'll get like a plus. You're going to end up getting like a +5 or +6 to Nature, which is kind of what you want.
Yeah, what was that skill? What was that called?
Skill Expert.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that purely because, I use it a lot.
Yeah.
And I
So
also
we
get
can-
an ability score.
Yep, and you do get to choose
which-
one. Intelligence is what Nature
intelligence, yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, done. Do I save? Or does it just
it
do
should
it
automatically save. I just refreshed. It looks like it's saved. I believe. Did you get anything else at 10th level? You got Supreme Sneak at 9th level. So at 9th level, you have advantage on stealth checks if you have no more than half. If you move no more than half your speed on the same turn. So.
Sorry, I just saw that I got a +10 on Nature. Fuck me.
Hell yeah, bro.
Okay, that was worth it, because obviously I'm doing a lot of shit with water right now, so...
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay.
And then, yeah, just don't forget that you have advantage on stealth checks, basically, as long as you're not running.
Is that Supreme... That's what Supreme Sneak is, yeah?
Yep.
You have an advantage on a stealth check if you move no more than half your speed on the same turn. Okay, cool. Yep. So as long as I don't move my max distance, I'm fine. Well, as long as I move less than half my max distance, I'm fine.
Yep. So as long as you are sneaking, tiptoeing, or standing still, then you are getting advantage on your stealth checks. Let me double check and make sure. I want to see if Shisa or Crocus got anything at 9th level. Expertise. Shisa. Jinx, when you picked your feat for 8th level, did you so you picked skill expert, I think, for your feat for 8th level?
I honestly can't remember.
So go back in your builder real quick. And under class, I want you to scroll down. You can see it on my screen on the stream too, to where it says ability score improvement, and it says 2 choices, 8th level.
Mm-hmm.
If you
It
click
says
on
skill
that,
expert, yeah.
it says skill expert, but then we never chose a skill to become better at. So
yeah.
you're nerfed right now. So
Oh my gosh, I am.
So you can either keep this, or you can swap to a different feat if you want to pick something else. If there's something that you've wanted to do with Shisa more that I can help you get more out of Shisa, like I can recommend a feat to you if you'd rather. Otherwise, skill expert is just standard good. Like it's just going to give you better rolls on whatever you pick.
Well, what do you recommend?
Well, what do you want to do with Shisa?
I'd like to be able to cast more spells.
Well, more spells per day or have more options?
Per day.
Not sure there's any feats that do that.
Damn.
Because I think that's part of the balance of the game.
No, balance.
But you could do like Ritual Caster, Bard, Cleric, Druid, Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard, whichever one of those you want. And then I think it lets you pick... it lets you pick 3 new ritual spells, and ritual spells don't cost a spell slot to cast as long as you spend 10 minutes in game doing it. So like Shisa would need to sit down for 10 minutes to cast it, but it wouldn't cost a spell slot.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
Okay. Could do... Let's see here. What's Spell Sniper do? Spell Sniper, when you cast a spell that... No, we don't want that one. We could do...
Maybe Dungeon Delver. I don't know.
What's Dungeon Delver do?
I get advantage on wisdom, perception, and intelligence checks made to detect the presence of secret doors, and I also have advantage on saving throws made to avoid or resist traps, and then I have resistance to the damage that are dealt by the traps.
Sure, if that's something that you think that Shisa would
actually
be interested in.
I don't know. These are all, there's so many that have like a good, I want to choose them all.
Right.
Oh, what about healer? What does healer do?
I think it...
No. A healer's kit? I don't have kits. I just use spells.
Yeah. Healer's kit isn't great. But could do, what's Magic Initiate do? In addition to, so you learn 2 cantrips from a spell list. Get a 1st level spell.
How about Lucky? I like Lucky.
Lucky is just generally a good feat. It just allows you to basically break the game, which is pretty good.
Yep, I'm gonna choose Lucky.
All right. You got to remember to use your Lucky stuff. I'm not going to remind you.
I have 3 Lucky points per long rest, just like my Bardic Inspirations.
Yep.
You know?
And you can
Actually,
spend...
I think I have 4 now for Bardic Inspirations. But
yeah, true. And you can spend a luck point to roll an additional d20 whenever you make an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. You can also spend a luck point when a roll is made against you, specifically. So if someone shoots an arrow at you and they roll a 20, a crit, you can be like, no, I'm going to use a luck point.
So do I have to do it So I have to do it before or after, or I can do it whenever.
You'd have to do it after the roll of the dice, but before I tell you what happens.
Okay.
So, for example, I'll just give you an example. Marcel, I roll a stealth check to try and sneak by. You roll like a 3. I'll wait for a second. I'll be like, okay, a 3. And then you interrupt me and you go, no, I'm going to use a luck point to fix that. And then you roll again and you get like a 14. And then you're like, okay, I'm cool with that.
Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted.
Okay, but if I start going like, oh, you're sneaking through the thing, and I get all the way through my description, and you're like, can I use my luck point? Yeah, no, it's too late. I already went through the description.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We can't
thanks
turn
for
back
letting
time.
me know. Yeah.
Sound good?
Yes.
All right. And then Crocus, I want to see if you got anything. I think we just talked about it, didn't we? We just talked about you got a bonus to your summoned creatures, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think, is that the only thing you got? Let's make sure you should have gotten, 8th level. You went for ability score improvement at 8th level? So you bumped up your strength and constitution. So we were talking about feats for them. I just wanted to make sure that you were okay with your constitution and strength going up, or if you wanted to swap to a feat, I'm okay with you swapping to a feat if you'd rather.
Ooh, I'm okay with my strength. And what was the other one?
Constitution's like your health points.
Oh yeah, no, I'm good with that.
Okay. Sounds good. Then I think we're all leveled up, everybody. And next time we'll cut you loose in the City of Giants to cause havoc as you do. I'm excited. You guys pumped up?
Hell yeah!